everyone. So today in our GK topic we're going to discuss firstly about some places, some cities which are also known as lost cities. Our topic is topic number 13, lost spaces. It is hard to imagine how an entire city can get lost. What has happened to the lost cities? There are many reasons why a city has to be abandoned. These lost cities were forgotten in time until they were discovered later. Now, it is really kind of difficult to digest the thought that a city can get lost, right? एक पूरा का पूरा शहर खो जाए, that is kind of weird to hear, but that is true. There are some cities that are lost, as in they were abandoned. So, what happened to these cities? What were the reasons that the people living over there had to abandon the city? And these cities were forgotten long before they were discovered by us. So, here in this topic, we're gonna read about some of those cities, and we have to unscramble their name and write it down in the given space in your textbook. Let's read number one. It is a legendary city now in northwestern Turkey, made famous in Homer's epic poem, the Iliad. According to Iliad, this is where the Trojan War took place. The archaeological site of city contains several layers of ruins. Now, this city is now situated at the northwestern Turkey, and it has been described in Homer's epic poem known as Iliad. And according to that poem, it is said that the Trojan War took place in this city, and the archaeological site of the city contains several layers of ruins. This city is known as Troy. The spelling will be Troy. Troy. Number 2. Founded around 3100 BC, it is the legendary city of Menes, the king who united Upper and Lower Egypt. Early on, it was more like a fortress from which the Menes controlled the land and water routes between Upper Egypt and the Delta. Now, this was founded in 3100 BC, as in 3100 before Christ years, and it is said to be legendary city of Menes. The king, he united Upper and Lower Egypt. Earlier, it was more like such kind of a fortress, and from there, Menes used to control the land and water routes of the Upper Egypt and the Delta. The place is known as Memphis. The spelling is Memphis. The city is known as Memphis. Number 3. Located in the Supe Valley in Peru, it is one of the most ancient lost cities in the world. It has a central public area with 6 large platform mounds arranged around a huge plaza. Now, this city is located in Supe Valley in Peru, and it is said to be one of the most ancient lost cities of the world. It has a central public area which has 6 large platform mounds, and they are arranged around a huge plaza. This place is known as Caral. The spelling will be Caral. Caral. Number 4. An ancient empire of Mesopotamia. It was a city of the Euphrates River. Its brilliant color and luxury became legendary from the days of Nebuchadnezzar, who is credited for building the legendary Hanging Gardens. Now, this place is an ancient empire of Mesopotamia, and also it was on the river Euphrates River. This place was really famous for the hanging gardens, and it had brilliant colors and luxuries. This place is known as Babylon. The spelling will be Babylon. Babylon. Number 5. This city was annexed by the Persian king Darius the Great in 518 BC. In 326 BC, the city was surrendered to Alexander the Great. Ruled by a succession of conquerors, the city became an important Buddhist center. It was destroyed by Huns in 5th century. Now, firstly, the city was annexed by the Persian king Darius the Great in 518 BC. Later, in 326 BC, the city was surrendered to Alexander the Great, and it was successfully conquered and ruled by many kings. And it also became an important Buddhist center. Later in the 5th century, it was destroyed by the Huns. This place is known as Taxilia. The spelling will be Taxila. Taxilia. Number 6. It was a Roman colonial town in Algeria founded by the Emperor Trajan around 100 AD. Attacked by the Vandals in the city disappeared from history from the Roman Empire. Now, it's a Roman colonial town in Algeria. It was founded by Emperor Trajan around in 100 AD. Then in 5th century, it was sacked by the Vandals, and 2 centuries later, that means in the 7th century, by the Berbers. And soon the city just disappeared from history and became one of the lost cities of the Roman Empire. This place is known as Timgad. Spelling will be Timgad. Timgad. Number 7. Formerly situated on the Amu Darya River in Uzbekistan, it was one of the greatest cities on the Silk Road. In 1221, Genghis Khan razed the city to the ground. The city was revived after Genghis' destruction, but the sudden change of Amu Darya's course to the north forced the inhabitants to leave the site forever. Now, this place is formerly situated around the Amu Darya River in Uzbekistan. It was one of the greatest cities situated on the Silk Road. But unfortunately, in 1221, the year 1221, Genghis Khan, he just destroyed the city. He razed it to the ground, and it was revived once again after Genghis' destruction, but there was a sudden change in the flow of Amu Darya River, which was towards the north, and this sudden change in the flow, it forced the inhabitants to leave this site forever. This plain is known as Argench. The spelling will be Urgench. Argench. Number 8. On August 24, 79 AD, the volcano Vesuvius erupted, covering this nearby town with ash and soil and subsequently preserving the city in its state from that fateful day. Everything from jars and tables to paintings and people were frozen in time. Now, in 79 AD, in the month of August, day 24th, there was a volcano named Vesuvius. It erupted and it started covering the nearby town, and transformed it into ashes and soil, and subsequently this city was, you all know that if there is a volcanic eruption, we cannot stay at the place. The same happened with the people of that city. A volcanic eruption took place by the nearby town, and it had an effect on the city also. But the buildings, the jars, the tables, the paintings, they were just like frozen in time. Also, the city is still kind of preserved in its state, but it's kind of abandoned and no one actually lives here right now. The city is known as Pompeii. Spelling will be Pompei. Pompeii. Number 9. A vast and unique city carved into the side of the Wadi Musan Canyon in southern Jordan centuries ago by the Nabateans. After several earthquakes crippled the water management system, the city was almost completely abandoned in the 6th century. Now, this is quite a vast and unique city. It is in the Wadi Musa Canyon, on the side of Wadi Musa Canyon in southern Jordan centuries ago by the Nabateans. And there were several earthquakes, and after that the water management system was almost abandoned. So the people there had no reason to stay and they abandoned this place too. This place is known as Petra. The spelling will be Petra, Petra. Lastly, number 10. One of the most famous lost cities in the world. It was rediscovered in 1911 by Hawaiian historian Hiram after it lay hidden for centuries above the Urubamba Valley. Now, this is a place which is one of the most famous lost cities in the world because it was rediscovered in 1911 by a historian. The historian was Hawaiian and his name was Hiram, and it had laid hidden for over centuries above the Urubamba Valley. This place is known as Machu Picchu. The spelling will be Machu Picchu, Machu Picchu. Now we have a fact bite. Built around 2600 BC in present-day Pakistan, Mohenjo-daro was one of the early urban settlement in the world. Mohenjo-daro and Indus Valley civilization vanished without a trace from history around 1700 BC until discovered in the 1920s. Now, in present-day Pakistan, the city Mohenjo-daro, it was built around in 2600 BC, and it was one of the early urban settlement in the world. But both Mohenjo-daro and the Indus Valley civilization, they just vanished without any trace from history in around 1700 BC, and they weren't discovered until the 1920s. Now our next topic is topic 14, global warming. So before doing the exercises related to the textbook, I would like to give you some information about what global warming is and how it affects our planet, how it affects our lives. So let's begin. Firstly, what is global warming? Global warming is the increase of the Earth's average surface temperature due to the greenhouse gases that collect in the atmosphere like a thickening blanket, trapping the sun's heat and causing the planet to warm up. Now what happens in global warming is that it increases the temperature of the Earth's surface. How? The greenhouse gases, they cover the atmosphere. They are in such a amount that they form a thick blanket around the Earth's atmosphere, and they trap the sun's heat in that, and this causes the increase in the Earth's temperature. Now, greenhouse gases, which are the greenhouse gases? The greenhouse gases are carbon dioxide, nitrous oxide, methane, and ozone also. This especially carbon dioxide, they are all our greenhouse gases. The increase in these gases will result through the thickening of the atmosphere's layer, and what they do is they do not let the heat go out of the temperature. Now the heat stays in the atmosphere, and so it increases the temperature of the earth, and the earth warms up. Greenhouse gases keep heat close to the earth's surface, making it livable for humans and animals. However, global warming is happening largely due to an over-emittance of these gases and fossil fuels such as natural oil, gasoline, coal. Now, greenhouse gases are important for us because they keep heat close to the earth. Okay, as I said before, they trap the sun's heat, so we do require the heat of the sun, the energy of the sun. So they are helpful to us, and they make this planet livable by doing so. But lately global warming has been happening because there is a sudden increase and a lot of increase in these gases. The emission of these gases has been increased, which also includes the fossil fuels that can be said as natural oil or gasoline or coal. With the start of the industry in 1700s, humans began emitting more fossil fuels from coal, oil and gas to run cars, trucks and factories. Now, when the industry started in around the 1700s, humans began using the fossil fuels from coal. Okay, they began emitting these gases in an extreme amount because we use fuel in such a great amount to run our cars, trucks and factories. We know pollution is a reason for global warming. We use a lot of vehicles. We avoid traveling in public transport. Everyone needs their own vehicles. They have to make more and more pollution. It causes the increase of greenhouse gases and increase in the global warming also. There is more carbon dioxide in the atmosphere today than at the point in the last 800,000 years. If we compare, today the amount of carbon dioxide is more than that it was in the last 800,000 years. So you can get why global warming has increased so rapidly. The Americans make up just 4% of the world's population. They produce 25% of the carbon dioxide pollution from fossil fuel burning, by far the largest share of any country. Now, though Americans have only 4% population on this earth, still they produce 25% of carbon dioxide pollution by burning of the fossil fuels, and it is larger than any of the other countries. The Environmental Protection Agency has both the authority and responsibility to reduce pollution from electric power plants under the Clean Air Act, the nation's bedrock air pollution law adopted in 1970. Now, these agencies have the authority plus responsibility that they need to reduce this pollution, they need to control it. Since 1870, global sea levels have risen by about 8 inches. We have kept a count from 1870, the sea levels, they have risen by 8 inches. What is the reason? Global climate change has already observable effects on the environment. Glaciers have shrunk, ice on the rivers and lake is breaking up. Earlier plant and animal ranges have shifted and the trees are flowering sooner. There is a vast change due to the global warming. There is so much change in the climatic change. We have faced rainfall during December. December is a cold month, it is a winter season, and yet we saw that rainfall occurred in it. What is the reason? Even in sometimes in the month of January or February, you might feel extreme cold also, and there are points where you feel extreme hot. What is the reason? The reason is just the global warming. It is affecting our climate. It is making the glaciers melt, the ice on the lakes and rivers, the frozen areas, they are melting. The animals living there are becoming homeless. The trees, they are flowering soon. Before the time of flowering, the trees are flowering. Heat waves caused by the global warming present greater risk of heat related illness and death, most frequently among people who have diabetes, who are elderly or are very young. And these heat waves that are caused by global warming, they present a great risk of heat related illness. We all know that whenever it is summer season, everyone suggests us to stay hydrated, okay, to eat fruits, watery fruits. Why? Because this increase in the global warming has led to the increase in temperature. We all know that in Ahmedabad city in summer the temperature is always like between 40 to 50 degrees Celsius, which is damn hot. It is very hot to bear it, and so it can also cause some heat related illness and even death. You have heard about heat stroke. Some people may even die of getting heat stroke. The people who have diabetes or who are very old or who are very young should be taken care of very much during this heat. Global warming puts coral reefs in danger as the ocean warms. Scientists fear that coral reefs will not be able to adapt quickly enough to the resulting changing conditions, and bleaching incidents and diseases will increase. Now scientists have a fear that just because the temperature is also increasing in the oceans are becoming warmer, that the coral reefs will not be able to adapt to this change in the climate and they will be destroyed. And we all know that other than the Amazon rainforest, coral reefs and other aquatic plants are also reason for the maximum production of oxygen. So if they are in danger, so are we. So it is very important for us to have a control on the global warming. Many animals who live around the polar regions are becoming homeless. Even the polar bears, they do not have homes to live. Why? Because the ice over there is melting horribly. They do not have homes to live. We really need to do something about it. We need to stop the pollution, stop the uses of such products who release excessive greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. So this were some facts about global warming. Now coming back to the exercises, we have some filling in the blanks that we have to fill. Number 1, blank is a greenhouse gas that is released by human activities and speeds up global warming. It is very easy. The gas is known as carbon dioxide. So in the blank I'll write carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is a greenhouse gas that is released by human activities and speed up global warming. Number 2, blank does not release carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. So here we can write fishing. Fishing से carbon dioxide नहीं release होता है. Okay. So fishing does not release carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. Number 3, as global warming continues, the intensity of blank hits coastlines is predicted to increase. हरिकेन्स यानी जो तूफान होते हैं, आंधी जिसे कहते हैं, आंधी को हरिकेन कहा जाता है. So in the blank I'll write hurricanes. As global warming continues, the intensity of hurricanes hits coastlines is predicted to increase. Number 4, rising water temperature is a result of global warming and may eventually increase sea levels due to the dissolving of blank. Just as I explained you, I told you that something is melting and it is leading to the increasing of the water levels also, and the temperature in the water is is the reason why this thing is melting. These are the glaciers. Our glaciers are melting because of the increase in the temperature of water, and as they are melting, there is an increase in the level of water also. So the blank we have to write glaciers. Rising water temperature is a result of global warming and may eventually increase sea levels due to the dissolving of glaciers. Blank emits the most carbon dioxide. Which country? I just explained you which country emits the most carbon dioxide. It has only 4% of population, and yet it emits almost 25% of the it is responsible for emitting 25% of the world's greenhouse gases, in the sense carbon dioxide. The country is USA, United States of America. So here in the blank we'll write USA. USA emits the most carbon dioxide. Number 6, according to the Political Economy Research Institute, dust is the worst air polluter. Now, the Political Economic Research Institute has said that there is this thing which is the worst air polluter. It is known as the Bayer Group. So, in the blank I'll write BAYER, Bayer, GROUP, Group, Bayer Group. According to the Political Economy Research Institute, Bayer Group is the worst air polluter. Number 7, as air pollution continues to be released into the atmosphere, blank becomes more depleted, resulting in an increase of the ultraviolet radiation on the earth. The ozone layer is depleted. We all know, we have studied this since childhood days, that the global warming is resulting in the destruction and the damage of the ozone layer, and if the ozone layer is not there to protect us, the sun's ultraviolet rays will reach us directly, and there are chances they might even burn our skin very badly. So in the blank we'll write ozone layer. As air pollution continues to be released into the atmosphere, ozone layer becomes more depleted, resulting in an increase of ultraviolet radiation on Earth. Lastly, number 8, as carbon dioxide emissions increase, the ocean's ability to absorb carbon dioxide declines, resulting in a more acidic ocean. Blank species is most at risk in acidic water. I just explained you about this aquatic species, that scientists fear that the increase in the water temperature may lead to the damage of this aquatic life. It is the coral. We all know that corals are also responsible for producing maximum oxygen on the earth. So they are a species that cannot survive in acidic water. So here the answer will be coral. In the blank we'll write coral. As carbon dioxide emissions increase, the ocean's ability to absorb carbon dioxide declines, resulting in a more acidic ocean. Coral species is most at the risk in acidic water. So children, this was all in today's video. So for today I will give you a homework. The homework will be that you have to write a report between 10 to 15 lines. It should be about any one of the given topics, either Genghis Khan or either Mohenjo-daro. Do not copy paste anything from the internet. Try writing a report in your own words between 10 to 15 lines. Till then, see you in the next video. Bye bye.